Our mornings are pretty much the same. We wake up to an alarm. That usually the first thing I do is go to the bathroom and stuff like that, but didn't care to film that. But look at this trick. You check if the pan is hot, and then you put butter straight onto the pan like that. And it's a beautiful trick. I learned it myself. I actually did not see a YouTube video about it. I just combined some previous knowledge with some new knowledge, and it works as a charm. I usually just make a quick food of rice and some proteins, mix it up together, and start my day like that. Alright, so while the food is cooking and we get started with the day, it's currently 12 in the morning, or some people would say noon. For me, this is still morning. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you a little bit about myself. I actually wrote it down. That's kind of sad. I'm gonna tell about myself and I wrote it down. So, my name is Kenan. I'm from Norway, or I live in Norway. My parents are from Bosnia, so that's a little clusterfuck. And just to make it even more clusterfuckier, I moved down to Austria to study, to a town named Graz. You've probably never heard of it. Me neither. I didn't hear of it, but then I googled where is Graz, and I found out that there's one special person who's from this town, and that's my boy Arnie, okay? Arnold Schwarzenegger. The man himself is from this town, which is crazy. So I'm basically Arnie in the making. So if you stick around for another 2, 3, 5 years, I'll be the governor of California. Anyways, what have I written down? Yeah. I study economics, currently on my bachelor's year, third year, and everyone fucking studies economics, so it's like useless kind of thing, but it is useful if you combine it with other stuff, and that's what we'll be doing here. I'm going to use some of my knowledge and expertise because I run a web agency country back in... Wait, food is fucking burning, shit. Sorry about that, food started to fucking catch fire. But anyways, where was I? Yeah, I do web design back home in Norway, and we're gonna use some of my knowledge and some of the skills I've learned through books, YouTube, working, etc. I didn't say university because you don't really learn much about business in university, unfortunately. But yeah, combine those things and try to make an e-commerce website here in Graz using locally made products. I'm gonna tell you more about that later, what we're gonna make, and then try to sell it. And if we do, it's gonna make for a beautiful series. Alright, so now that the morning routine is done, it's been a pretty decent morning besides the one thing that happened with the, what the fuck is it called? The wash in the bathroom. I'm just gonna pop it up right now. That's what happened. We're ready to go. So let me explain to you what we're doing. Fucking genius you are. Where the fuck? So let me explain to you what we're doing. We're gonna build a brand from scratch in a country that I don't even know the language. So ich kann ein bisschen Deutsch, aber nicht sehr gut. I don't know a lot of German. I have friends here, like I've made friends the past month, but besides that, I know pretty much no one. What we're gonna do is we're gonna create a clothing brand, which is not gonna be customizable. We're gonna have 1 or 2 colors only, and we're gonna try to market the shit out of that. So using my design knowledge, my fucking web development knowledge and shit like that, we're gonna try to make something that looks good, something that looks exciting, and something that people want. And what I think people want, judging by what people wear, is something that's a little bit off, a little bit posh, a little bit crazy. So we're gonna try to combine all those elements. I have a beautiful picture in my mind of what we're gonna make. Actually, let me show you. Hold on a second. All right, so it might just be me because I'm weird, but I fucking love things that like stick out, right? So this is just a regular Alpha Industries hoodie or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and this sticks out. So what I'm planning to do is make a brand called the Benjamins. I think his name is Benjamin. Wait, who's on the dollar bill? Hold on. Who is on the dollar bill? George Washington. Oh, okay, so Benjamin Franklin is on a $100 bill, and then we got George Washington who's on the $1 bill. Probably gonna go for the $100 bill. We're gonna see what the fuck we're gonna do. And then imagine printing it on here like this. So it's not gonna be this color. We're not gonna make hoodies. We're gonna make t-shirts. Might make hoodies, depends on what deals we get. And there's gonna be dollar hanging from this, and I don't know how that's gonna go. I think it might be difficult. I've never been in the clothing industry, so that's gonna be exciting, and I plan to find out here in Graz. Gotta find some local people where I can make that and sell it for a markup price and start a fucking brand. So guys, the first thing we gotta do, since I'm no fucking like designer, or I don't know Adobe Illustrator and shit like that, the first thing we gotta do is find a designer who's willing to do stuff for free, and that's gonna be a challenge. But luckily I know people. That's what happens when you have a network. They haven't agreed yet, but we're gonna go through the messages, gonna send them some messages and see if we can get a good deal for free. So what they're essentially gonna do is just have this $100 bill, put it in like vector form so that we can print it out and put it on a patch. That's what we're gonna do. And I think it's pretty easy to do in like Illustrator. Oh shit. I think it's pretty easy to do in Illustrator. I think there's a function called like image or image to vector or some shit. We can try that out, but why worry about that when we can just ask some other people to do it for us, and then we can spend our precious time doing something else. That's one-on-one business. Okay, I just sent the first message, but then again, let's try to do it on our own. Just like, I know I'm contradicting myself, but I saw a 70-second clip on YouTube which basically says how to convert image into vector graphics in Illustrator. Let's try it. 70 seconds. Can't lose too much time. I think it's gonna be more time just fucking trying to get someone to do it for free, right? Let's see.
Tool in the toolbar and select the part of the points on the traced object to check the conversion.
Okay, now I've just asked some other designers, hey, is this even possible to print? But now that is done, there is a second thing. Like, a lot of people would tell you like, oh, figure out competition and shit like that, but there's probably competition, probably people that do something like that, but I've never heard of them, so they're like irrelevant. And then I'm in Austria and I've never seen that, and I'm not gonna waste my time trying to figure out what people have done and what made them successful, because quite frankly, this is not like a legit business. This is just trying and failing and seeing, right? And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time researching that, because even if they did it well, it's probably a brand by now, and the brand sells itself, so not really too much to learn. This is building from scratch. So the next thing we gotta do is get inspiration. Now, I pretty much know or like have an idea of how the t-shirt is gonna look like. Let me draw that for you. Something like that. And then maybe just to finish up the touches, we're gonna put a dollar icon right there, or some logo or some kind of shit. But that's not all that relevant, because there's a lot of other work that has to be done before that, such as getting the bill vectorized, and then we can focus up on that. And we are kind of stuck on that, so we're not gonna focus too much on that, because that's out of our control kinda. Some other people will have to do that, because quite frankly, I don't know anything about it. But what I do know is web design. So we're gonna find some inspiration, which is gonna be step number 3. Find inspiration. I think I spelled that right. If not, excuse me, please comment below how to spell it properly. And what we're gonna try to figure out is some websites that will look good. We're gonna use Dribble, we're gonna use something called Webflow, which is what we're gonna build our website in. We might actually look at some WordPress website, and then we might even start designing it, because that's in our control. So let's focus on everything we can do before we do that. But that's only step number 3. Like, all the marketing stuff and shit like that, we can fix later. Now we have 2 things that need to be done. One is, what was the first one? Find a designer. The second one was, what was the second one? Can I go back? No, wait, I think I fucked up. The first one is find a designer. The second one is find design for t-shirt, which I already have. So number 3 is start making something, a website with some placeholders which we can just swap once we get the product itself. But I think the biggest challenge is getting the product. So we'll have, that's why they're like on the first place. But I think I know where to look. I'm gonna ask people. We're gonna take you on the journey, so we can like see how things can be done. Guys, so I know myself. I know this video wasn't of too much value, but this is mostly for me because I want to document the process. And as Gary Vee always says, document the process and don't judge yourself. Like, some people might find it valuable, but to summarize it, I know the angle is pretty fucking bad, but that's what we work with. I'm gonna make a list, because there are some things we can do and other things we can't do. So I'm just gonna make a can do and then a can't do list, right? So this is the can do, and I've prepared a little list here. So the first thing is like we can do web design, right? So we can do web. We can fix everything on the web. The next thing is we can copyright. We can write ads. We can write content that people will like and people will associate to, and we can pretty much do everything like right on the web and on the copyright. We can run ads, but ads are gonna come later, but we can start planning them, how they're gonna look like, etc. We can make an Instagram account, just to have made one, right? Because that's like the thing. Just make an Instagram account, even if you don't have your fucking pictures there yet. Just do it. If it takes less than 5 minutes, just do it. We can work on our SEO, but this is like really connected to the web and the copyright. And the last one is pictures, right? So pictures are going to be connected to Instagram. But in order to get pictures, we need the product, and that's on the can't do list. So the first thing we need to do is like this is okay because this is in our control, but we gotta outsource some of it, right? One of it is going to be print. So I'll need to find a shop here in Graz that can print on demand, or not even on demand. We can just start with like a lower quantity. But we need someone who can print the patches, and if they can't print the patches, then we might need to go for something easier just to get things rolling, because we have limited time, and I think like being fast is way more important than being fucking 100% like oriented of what the original plan was, because who knows, people might even like it better if it's another design, right? So that's one thing we can't do. The other thing is fuck with Illustrator. I have little knowledge there, like Photoshop and shit like that works fine, but Illustrator is not my cup of tea. Packaging is one thing we gotta think about. Packaging, like that, probably, packaging. And we can't spend too much money. I'm a student. Too much money. I'm a student, so I'm not gonna be able to afford a lot. That's why we gotta keep it low quantity. We gotta keep it pretty cost effective. And then once we set all of this up, it's gonna cost us, let's say $500, $600, and we start getting sales. If we start getting sales, then we can reinvest that money. But anyways, this is like a quick list, and the things we're gonna be focusing on the next couple of episodes is the web, the copyright, the ads, the things we can do. But in the meantime, we're gonna try to figure all of this shit out. This is outsourcing. We just need to find people who can be able to solve these problems for us for a cheap price and negotiate. And I'm reading a book about negotiation right now. It's called Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. Absolutely recommend it. So I'm gonna use some of those tactics to try to press the price down, and hopefully it's gonna turn out to be cool. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. We're gonna focus on the web. We're gonna make a website that's gonna look cool, that's gonna be awesome. And I think since it's gonna be a completely e-commerce shop, it needs to look cool. So it's not gonna be any Shopify fucking bullshit. It's gonna be real. Use some placeholder images until we get the real product, and then we shoot some images and shit like that. And I think it's gonna be awesome. So I'm just gonna go ahead and post this, because I know that if I don't, I'm gonna start overthinking it and never actually do it. So as said, this is mostly for me. Hopefully you'll, as I get better at explaining stuff and stuff like that, you might find some value in what I'm doing. And if not, it's gonna be fun to look back a year from now and like, oh shit, you could have done that differently. You should have prioritized that instead of that, and see where I fucked up. And also, if someone wants to hire me in, let's say 5 years from now, I can just show them, hey, yo, I don't have the best grades, but look what I did in Graz. So, peace.